Welcome to this short lesson on the HPV vaccine. In this video, you will be learning how to manage the introduction of the HPV vaccine. First, let's talk about what the HPV vaccine is and who it is for. HPV vaccine helps prevent cervical cancer by protecting against different types of HPV. The vaccine is most effective when administered to a person prior to exposure to HPV. HPV vaccine is not therapeutic and cannot be used for treatment of cervical cancer or HPV infection. It is a liquid vaccine in a single-dose vial. Who is the HPV vaccine for? The target group for HPV vaccine is girls who are aged 9 to 14. When Tanzania introduces HPV in 2018 and 2019, the focus will be on vaccinating girls who are 14 years old. The goal is to reach girls who are eligible for vaccination at health facilities, outreach posts, mobile clinics, or schools. To determine whether a girl is eligible, check her age at the time of the first dose using the month and year of her birth. Since HPV vaccine is part of routine immunization, you may administer doses throughout the year. The vaccine is administered in 2 doses, with a minimum of 6 months between doses. There is no maximum interval between the 2 doses. However, an interval of not greater than 12 to 15 months is suggested to enable girls to complete the schedule promptly before becoming sexually active. Next, let us look at how the HPV vaccine is administered. HPV vaccine should be administered as an intramuscular injection in the upper left arm. When the vaccine arrives, it should be accompanied by 0.5 milliliter syringes and safety boxes. How should you store and transport the HPV vaccine? Store HPV vaccine between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius. It should not be frozen, as it is exceptionally sensitive to temperatures lower than 2 degrees Celsius. It will lose efficacy if frozen. It is also sensitive to light and should be stored in a safe place. Fridge tags, log tags, and freeze tags should be used to monitor temperatures during storage and transport. Be sure to keep vaccines with early expiration dates in the front of the refrigerator so you can use those first. In Tanzania, cool water packs should be used anytime you're transporting the vaccine. You should check the Vaccine Vial Monitor or VVM to see whether the vaccine has been exposed to too much heat or light damage. The VVM for HPV is located on the vial label. The inner square of a VVM is sensitive to heat. Its start color is lighter than the outer circle. As time passes and with exposure to heat, the inner square slowly becomes darker. As long as the inner square is lighter than the outer circle and the expiry date has not passed, it is safe to use the vaccine. When the inner square reaches the same color as the outer circle, the level of heat exposure has reached a point where the vaccine begins to degrade. This is the discard point. Once the vaccine has reached its discard point, the vaccine should not be used and should be discarded. Next, let us talk about how we will monitor the delivery of HPV vaccine. In Tanzania, the goal for 2018 is to achieve coverage of 80% with 2 doses of HPV vaccine. Monitor your performance against coverage goals by using routine monitoring tools at the health facility level. Immunization registers, immunization cards, tally sheets, defaulter tracking tools, coverage monitoring charts, monthly summary reports, and electronic tools such as DVD-MT, VIMS, and the Electronic Immunization System or EIS. The immunization register helps health workers keep track of each dose that has been administered and the completion of any vaccination series. Each dose of HPV vaccine delivered to every eligible girl should be recorded against their name in the register. In Tanzania, an HPV-specific immunization register will be used for the HPV vaccine. Immunization cards are an essential tool to track immunization history. They enable health workers to determine which doses are due, and they can serve as a reminder for the next visit or dose. Tally sheets are forms that healthcare workers use to document an immunization session by making a record of every dose of vaccine given. Tally sheets are also useful in tracking doses delivered and any vaccine doses wasted. It is important to follow up with eligible girls who fail to present for the first or second dose of the HPV vaccine. They may lack confidence or trust in the vaccine, or they may have experienced issues with service delivery such as stockouts. So, you should use a defaulter tracking system to track dropouts and reach high vaccination coverage. There are several different ways to track dropouts. You can regularly review the immunization register to identify clients who may have failed to receive their subsequent dose of vaccine. You can use reminder cards, or you can use electronic immunization registries, or EIRs. A performance monitoring chart for HPV vaccination should be maintained and displayed in the health facility. This chart should include the target population of girls at the health facility and record the number of girls vaccinated per month, per dose, and over time. For HPV vaccine, coverage monitoring requires collection of coverage data by dose, HPV-1 and HPV-2. Monthly summary reports are a valuable tool for management of the program's achievements and for monitoring progress throughout the year. Immunization data should be collected on a monthly basis at each level of the health system. In Tanzania, the IVD monthly summary report has been adapted to allow data on the HPV vaccine. Finally, how will we forecast properly to make sure we have the quantity of vaccine we need? Follow the standard procedure for calculating vaccine supply. Doses required for the annual supply is based on target population times the expected vaccine coverage times the number of doses per schedule times the vaccine wastage factor. The wastage rate for HPV is 5%. Also, there is a 25% buffer because it is a new vaccine. For example, if the target population of 14-year-olds in the district is 2,000 and you are aiming for 90% coverage, here is what the formula would look like. After you add a 25% buffer, you have the correct forecast for HPV vaccine. The way to forecast syringes is much the same, except the wastage rate is 10%. And to forecast the number of safety boxes you need, keep in mind that one safety box can hold 100 used syringes and needles. You should use a 10% wastage rate for safety boxes. You should now have a better understanding of how to manage the new HPV vaccine.